Okay. Let's see this delay. I'm watching here. Oh, I should probably make sure my audio is muted. It'd be fine, I guess. Anywho. Whew, hi. Oh. Sorry, I just had to take this moment to like clear my head. Wow. I want to see if this setup works. If you were watching yesterday the stream. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a bit of a hassle, but I'm finished. Well, sort of, kind of. So what I've done is I'm actually sitting down at my desk. I've got the camera, my light mounted to the desk, and I have my sorry, I've got my green screen right here, and yeah, I'm going. it's going. I think that my audio levels are probably about the same as they were yesterday. I'm just trying to see. It looks like they are a bit low. So let me dial that up a bit. Okay, how's that? That's probably better. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I'm using like a different. Oh, it says my bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. Cool. I should lower it. Oh well, I'll get to that another time. I'm just doing this quick stream on here to let you know that I did finish, and the problem, I guess, what was wrong with the build yesterday. So yesterday I ended the stream early, I guess you could say, but it was really that the battery, I wasn't anticipating the stream to be as long as it was, and I didn't charge my second battery for the camera, and I had a USB charger plugged into it, which in the past has been fine. Like you could power the camera with a full battery and that USB charger. You could get like 4 or 5 hours out of pretty easily. And then some. Like I've used it on gigs even, where I just had like that one battery and the camera plugged into the USB charger, and it went all like an entire day of shooting. That was not the case during this, but so I put in the second battery once the camera died. I put in the second battery, and that battery was not charged at all. It had maybe 10% left on it. So we were just running on fumes, camera battery wise. I also was not, I was no longer able to like think, because I've been trying and struggling to deal with the issue of like what is wrong, why is the computer turning on, right? So the situation was that I would power it on, the lights and the fan on the power supply would go up, the fan on the CPU cooler would be spinning, and the fans on the video card would be spinning. And so that combined with, there's this little accent light on the motherboard, some little like weird feature showing you this is the audio something or other, and that was lit up. The power button was connected to the motherboard, so I'm like, the motherboard's probably working right. What's the issue? Maybe it's, I'm like, I hope it's not the CPU. I don't think it is. I don't think it's the power supply. I think it's the video card. And that was kind of what I was thinking at the time. I just didn't know how to really test or how to deal with this. Yeah, so when the batteries died in the camera, it was kind of like, well, it was already kind of getting late anyway. Like, as in, I was starving. I like really needed food and sleep. I was sore all over, so I ended the stream there. Ate, passed out. Actually, last night also John, who was watching, thank you. He brought over a 4-pin speaker, to plug into the motherboard, because my motherboard doesn't have a built-in speaker, nor does the case or whatever, but it had the connector for it. So the reason why we weren't getting postcodes last night was actually because there was no speaker to let you know what that was. There was no speaker connected for the beeping, basically. So he brought that over, which was really nice. And this morning, when I woke up, I was just like, I think I know what the problem is. I think it's the power connector to the video card. And I figured, well, I've got the 4-pin speaker sitting here, so I might as well plug that in and test this theory with looking at the postcodes. And of course I had to take out the video card in order to like put the connector in, and then I put the video card back in. I'm like, all right, I think it's good. I think everything's pulled off to the side. And I power on the device, and then you hear that brrr because the cable was rubbing against the fan a little bit, and it pulled out. So I had to turn it off and take the video card out and reconnect the connector. And then this time I used removable cable ties to lash it to the side, which I decided I needed to do some cable management now. Basically, I'm like, I gotta get that done. So I just quickly lashed the cables to the case. And yeah, at first I tried it, no RAM, and the postcode said there was a RAM issue. I'm like, oh, this is great. That means that the motherboard is probably okay. I put one stick of RAM in, and I still had the video card out, actually. I put one stick of RAM in, and it said video card issue. I'm like, okay, good. So I plug in the video card, everything set. And I'm like, okay, well, while I'm at it, there's no issue with the RAM, right? So I might as well put the second stick of RAM in there. So I did that. Like, that way I know that the RAM is not an issue. It's probably the video card, like I thought when I woke up. So everything's plugged in just as it was before. And restart. The postcode says video card issue. And so what I did was, I think I was a little. I wasn't thinking right when I plugged it in and decided which plug to use. The video card power connector has like a split, right? Like it goes along, and then there's a connector, and then it continues along, and there's another power connector, kind of like Christmas lights. And so I was plugging it into the first one, thinking, well, the second one I can just tuck away, right? My thought of what was wrong was I should be plugging it into the second one, the last one in the chain. And I did, and it worked. Postcode came back clear. An image popped up on a monitor, and I was all good. Literally, that was it. That was the reason why it wasn't working. I couldn't hear the postcodes to know that the video card had a power issue. Even though the fans were spinning, it wasn't getting the right power, basically. So swapping out to the other connector on the same cable solved it. Weird, I know. It also, because of the way that it creates this weird little block, which I think kind of gets in the way of the airflow a little bit. So regardless of anything, I'm going to probably have to buy another cable, and one that'll be a little more streamlined, simple, and working a little bit better. But it is working. So I installed Windows, and wow, that then brought other issues. One such issue is, so I haven't had Windows in a long time, right? Like the last Windows I had was Windows Vista, and that. So I have a mouse and keyboard, right? I have this mouse which I showed. It's Bluetooth, and it has a little USB piece that you plug in to give you the RF connection or whatever. For some reason that wasn't working. It wasn't working without the drivers. The Bluetooth mode on it was. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just use the mouse as Bluetooth. That's fine. No issues. And now I've installed the drivers and everything for it, and it's all good. The keyboard, however, has had a lot of issues. So I have this keyboard, and I know you might laugh. Yeah, the dongle. Yes, thank you. Well, it's like a tiny little piece. I can show you. This, right? They like slot it into the, which is kind of nice. But anyway. Yeah, so the keyboard, and I know you might laugh about this, but my keyboard is an iPad keyboard, a Bluetooth iPad keyboard. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted to use this keyboard. One, I had it already, and it works perfectly on my iPad and on my Mac. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll use it on my Windows machine as well. I may have to rebind some keys because, the Windows key, Command key, Option, Control, etc. There's some variants there. I did get, for some reason, of course, there's nothing built in. Well, I guess not for some reason, but there's nothing built into Windows that allows you to do this. So I did download some app. I forget what it was. Key Tweak. Yeah, Key Tweak. There it is. So this is doing like registry edits for the key bindings. So when I switch to a different keyboard, because there are some issues still with this keyboard, using it on the Windows on Windows. So I'm definitely going to switch it. But when I do, I'm going to have to use the Key Tweak to undo the registry edits that I did to make this more usable. But one of the problems with the key bindings is this key here. You can see it's a square, right? On the iPad, that is the home key. So that brings you back to the home screen. Mac OS has no problem with knowing that is the escape key, and is just like, yeah, you're hitting escape. That's it. This one here is the Siri button, which, is kind of useful, I guess. It's oddly placed. I would rather it be up here or someplace else than, down here next to like the shift key, which even for like writing you're going to use quite often. So anyway, but yeah, Siri button, it works in Mac OS as well as the Siri button, which you can disable. You can't disable it in Windows because Windows doesn't know what this key is. And oddly enough, both keys Windows thinks are the same key. Like they do the same thing, at least according to the key binding app that I have on here. It says that they're both doing the same thing, and they seem to behave the same way, which is you push either one, and it opens your default web browser to a new tab. And if your default web browser is not open, it opens the web browser. And if your web browser is open, then it takes whatever tab you're on and it just refreshes it to the home page, I guess, because, home screen. Maybe that's what it's thinking. I don't know. But the key binding in the registry edit, it doesn't work. Doesn't change it whatsoever. So those two keys don't really do anything for me. If I hit them while playing a game or something like that, that can be pretty bad because it'll minimize the game, switch to the web browser, open a new tab. So that alone, it just opened a new tab. It's great. Okay, that alone is a little bit of a problem. Not ideal. But I'm okay. For now, I'm okay with that. Don't hit those keys. I got it. Be a little careful. I can handle it. But I do need the escape key. So I rebound this command key, which on Windows is your right Windows key. I rebound that to my escape key. So I have it go Alt, Windows, Control. I think that's a good setup instead of Windows, Alt, Control. So I just kind of swapped those for the most part. And then this is Escape instead of that. That's not the end of it. If that was the end of it, I would still be like, oh, I think I kind of eventually I'll get a new keyboard. The end of it is this keyboard has an amazing feature. For one, the large size of the rechargeable, like USB rechargeable battery, and its feature of after 10 minutes or so, it goes to sleep. When you hit a key, it wakes up, it remembers the keystroke that you hit, and sends that, via its connection to the device that it's connected to. On the iPad and in Mac OS, this works flawlessly. Goes to sleep, wakes up. When you hit a key and it remembers it, boom, done. But Windows doesn't know what to do with this device when it goes to sleep. So much so that when it goes to sleep, when it wakes up, it's paired but not connected. And restarting it, like turning it completely off, turning it back on, still doesn't solve it. You have to go into Windows's Bluetooth devices and forget the device and then repair it anytime that it goes to sleep, which is about 10 minutes or so of no activity on the keyboard. Wow, that is a pain. That is a real pain. I haven't found a way around that yet, but I'm still working it out. I've got a lot of setting up to do still on the computer, as far as applications and all sorts of other stuff. So that's not super high on my to-do list, but it's pretty high because it is a pretty big annoyance. Like, I have to just randomly remember to like click in a text field and hit a random button every 10 minutes or so to keep the keyboard connected. Wow. But anyway, it is done. I did run some tests and it's good. Right now, this thing is really quiet. Last night, I had said that it was really quiet. it's even more quiet than last night. It's crazy. I literally can't hear it at all right now. I was playing a little bit of Valorant earlier, just before setting up for the stream. I'm like maxed out settings and everything, which I guess anybody can kind of do on that. But yeah, even that, like whisper quiet. It was fantastic. I'm super happy. And what is it? Oh, so what I wanted to get into with this stream, now that I'm done working on this, was the other things that I'm done with. I said yesterday that I finished my tabletop RPG. So yes, that is done. I am working on right now the publishing it, basically, but I'm going to be publishing it to Drive Through RPG. So I'll probably post on Twitter. Well, I'll definitely post on Twitter, and I'll definitely say in a stream when it is live and ready for people to, get, basically. So I'm excited about that. That is done. And oh, there was something else that I finished too, or I'm about to. I can't remember. Right. So streaming, I'm going to be, no, not yet. It'll be a little bit, but because I gotta get everything set up. So at least a couple of days probably. I'm going to be streaming, not every day, maybe 2 or 3 days a week. I'm not sure actually how often, but I'm going to be streaming in the mornings on Twitch. So I have a Twitch channel. The link is in the description of both yesterday's stream and today's stream. It's also in my channel links. Yeah. So follow my Twitch channel as well. Follow my Twitter for more information if you are curious about the tabletop RPG, Ruptured Moon. And yeah, I guess that is it. I have accomplished things. I feel relaxed, calm, happy. This has been a long time coming. I definitely have like a lot of like little quality of life things to work on. This microphone arm is cool. The mount, I probably need to get a new clamp for it. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. The desk is like that thick, and the clamp can go that much. So currently I have it gripped on. I made a little angle bracket of metal and a small like wooden dowel that I cut. I basically mounted it to a very small, narrow space. So it's not on there super well as I would like it to be. In fact, it actually fell off earlier today when I was just like yanking it around. But it's on. I would like it to be better. I'd like to be super secure and know that it's definitely not going anywhere if I quickly, push the mic out of the way or something like that. So there's that. I've got sound isolation squares that I'm gonna put up. You can probably hear out the window a bit some noise, street noise. There's not much I can do about that. It is, you do live over a bridge / right near a highway, so there's very little I can do about that. But I guess the seal in the window, like between the two sliding sides, is not super super thick or whatever. So that's where that noise is coming from. I can put foam padding in there when I record, but minor issue. Then there's the curtains right now. It's sheer. That's not bad, except in the mornings, the light is actually coming from right over there, shining this way, heavily backlighting me, like blowing out the camera clips. The green screen will be hit from the back, so it'll be backlit as well. And you start seeing through it. You see it's like blue on the other side, and it just like ceases to work as a green screen once that happens. So curtains, they are coming, blackout curtains to kind of stop that. So I'll be able to do it. And yeah, keyboard. I need a new DisplayPort cable. a few minor things. I'm waiting for another camera, and I need to get a longer USB cable to power said camera, so I can just plug it into the wall instead of a battery, USB battery. Yeah, there's some tests involved in that. But anyway, I won't bore you with any more of that stuff. Yes, so that is it. And thank you for watching last night, and thank you for watching today. And again, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. More updates, more stuff will be coming out. I'm very excited about that. I'm just now kind of finishing up and like being prepared for and releasing and everything. So yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for watching. All right, bye.